So, good morning, friends. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well. I found you all in the good well. So, आज का टॉपिक है overview of nanotechnology. So, let's get started. As we know, nanotechnology is an emerging field nowadays, and there are so many of the surprises it can give us. So, let's get started with this new technology. That is, first of all, introduction. So, what do you mean by nanometer? So, nanometer is something we can say that is ranges between the nanoscale. What it mean? It mean a nanometer is a unit of measure just like inches, feet, and miles. So, it is a unit of measure. So, by this definition, a nanometer is 1 billionth of a meter. So we can say it is a 1 billionth of a meter. That means a billion is 1,000 times bigger than a million. So as we can write it as 1,000. So that is big number. And uh, and when we divide a meter into 1 billion part, well, that is very small, so small that you cannot see something a nanometer in size unless we use very powerful microscope like atomic force microscope. So a nanometer is used to measure things that are very small, and it is at the nanoscale, at like atoms and molecules, and the smallest pieces of everything around us are measured in the nanometer. For example, here in the slide you can see what you can see in this slide, like something very small, like hydrogen atom is very small, about 7 nanometer long. So we can just measure it by using the nanoscale. A strand of DNA, you will be surprised that the strand of DNA is 2.5 nanometer wide, and the red blood cell are 7,000 nanometer wide. And here you can see the sheet of paper, it is 75,000 nanometer thick, and it is a pinhead that is 1 million nanometer wide, and even the hair of the human is 50,000, or we can say the 100,000 nanometer wide. So all these examples like human hair, red blood cell, visible color of wavelength is also around 400 to 700 nanometer, and DNA width, carbon nanotube, all these are having the one dimension at least in the nanoscale. So all these material are nanomaterial, and they can do wonders, like we will see in the next slides. So what is nanotechnology? So, so nanotechnology is an emerging field, or we all know this. So nanoscience is the study, and nanotechnology is the exploitation of the strange properties of material smaller than the 100 nanometers to create new useful object. Why this so? What we mean by the new property? As at the nanoscale, because of the various at the nanoscale, it create by using various devices. ठीक है, तो there are many structural properties are changes like electrical properties, magnetical properties, catalytic properties. So as things approach the nanoscale, a new property emerge. So, due to size confinement, various quantum laws are applied on it, and column blockage. So, because of these, a new properties can be controlled to give us materials with new applications. So, all these properties like electrical, magnetical, catalytical, thermal, optical, all these property can be controlled to give us material in this range, or they are with the new applications. So specifically, we can say that the nanotechnology will permit to control some properties, and hence we can use these uh, properties to obtain the product of our desired will. Means at the nanoscale, every atoms, like every product like carbon, carbon, every element carbon, like carbon, paper, anything, if these material will be at the nano range, they will show some different properties, and these properties arises because of the size confinement or something like this, like quantum laws are applied on it, and hence a new properties can be used in the direction which we want to apply. So nanotechnology, or is it sometimes called the engineering at the molecular level, is a multidisciplinary area of applied science and engineering that deal with the design and the manufacture of extremely small component and system. They are built at the molecular level of matter and are characterized by the large surface area in comparison with their volumes. How it is, because we know that at the nanotechnology level, they are just we are decreasing the size. So because of this, the volume decreases, so hence they are having the large surface areas, and these large surface areas provide the base for various reactions, and various properties arises because of this, and thus their behavior are governed by the law of quantum mechanics. Because of this, because of quantum mechanics is being applied on this nanomaterials, it is showing the new properties which then can be controlled to give us the material of which can do wonders. Now here are the few definitions to understand the nanotechnology in the more specific way. So the nanotechnology is the engineering of the functional system at the molecular scale. So, as we know that terms and all the things are very small sizes are at the nanoscale. So, if we can engineer these functional system at the molecular scale, it can do it can be applicable for various applications. So, nanotechnology is one of these engineering. So, nanotechnology is an emerging interdisciplinary area of research with important commercial application and will most assuredly be a dominant technology in a new world economics. It will definitely gonna be a most dominant technology in the new world, because something that can govern at the nanoscale can can be used in various fields like diagnostic. We can use them in pollution control. We can also use them in various surgical instruments. So we can also use them in the building materials. So there are wide range of application of these materials at so that we can use them in non nanoscale as well, also at the molecular level, so that it will be a definitely a dominant technology if the wider area of its are in research right now. And once that be completed, it will definitely gonna do wonders in sense of some areas like diagnostic and all. So nanotechnology is field of applied science as well, that focus on the design, synthesis, characterization, application of material and devices on the nanoscale. So, nanotechnology addresses our ability to understand and manipulate the physical and the technical characteristics that govern the behavior of the class of the system that possesses at least one physical dimension. It is very important to be noted that the nanomaterial to be nanoscale, it should have one physical dimension that is typically on the order of the 100 nanometer or less. There should be one physical dimension in this range, in the nanoscale range. So then we will conclude that it is a nanomaterial. So it is an important point to be noted here. Now the Richard Feynman is one of the main scientists that has led to the discovery of the nanotechnology field. So, Richard Feynman idea of nanotechnology is very important. Also, he has won the Nobel Prize for this. So, scientific community generally attributes the first acknowledgement of the importance of the nanoscale range to the brilliant Nobel laureate physicist Richard Feynman. In his famous 1959 lecture, his lecture was named as There is a plenty of room at the bottom, in which he first proposed that the properties of material and the devices at the nanometer range would present future opportunities. And he was right. Nowadays, many of things in the nanoscale are being used, and they are are being used in every field. And also, many future opportunities are also there in this field. So he said, I want to build a billion of tiny factories and models of each other. They are manufacturing simultaneously. The principle of physics, as far as I can see, do not speak against the possibility of maneuvering the things atom by atom. So, it is not an attempt to violate any laws, it is something in principle that can be done. But in practice, it has not been done because we are too big. So, it is type of sarcasm he used that we are too big, that's why we are not looking at the molecular level. There are so many things that are working at the molecular level. He focuses on the things that there are atoms and there are many cells that are working at the nanoscale at the molecular level. So we are not into it because we are so big. So we should try to do something at the nanoscale or at the molecular level also to achieve the uh, big picture. So this is said by the Richard Feynman in his lecture. So the term nanotechnology reached greater public awareness in 1986. After this, after his lecture in 1986, the with the publication of Engines of the Creation, the coming era of technology was given by Eric Drexler. So after Drexler, this nanotechnology was reached a greater public awareness, and it is now all the fields they are trying to do something at the nanoscale nowadays. So this idea of Richard Feynman is being further discovered by the Eric Drexler in his Engine of Creation. He published the Engine of Creation in which he named it the coming era of nanotechnology. So this is the all about the history of the nanotechnology. So we can say now it is a profound and exciting area. So in 1959, theoretical physics Richard Feynman he asked a couple of questions to audience. So in this he asked, why cannot we write the entire 24 volume of the Encyclopedia Britannica on the head of the pin? He also asked, I put this as a challenge, is there is no way to make the electron microscope more powerful? So, Feynman has never used the word nanotechnology, but he was focusing in this era. So he was asking the question that we why we couldn't manufacture not only at the cellular level but yet at the atomic level. So he raised this question, which is then carried forward by the Eric Drexler. So we can say uh, all these things and these ideas are the fundamental base of the nanotechnology that we are uh, experiencing today. So we can Drexler is the now the founder and the chairman of the Foreign Foresight Institute, and the institute that is primarily focusing on the molecular nanotechnology. Drexler and numerous individuals have contributed to the nanotechnology in both theory and the practice. So this is all about history. Now, the progress of the nanoscience. So this is also very important that why the nanoscience are being widely used in nowadays. This is because the progress of nanoscience and nanotechnology in different field of science has expanded in various different directions. So to observe things from micro to nano. So here we can see to even a smaller scale by different microscopes in physics. In physics, we have in earlier time we are having the different microscopes. Now we are having the small. We have having the electron microscope nowadays, which can even find out the material at the nanoscale. So all these are being discovered after the idea of the nanotechnology. So we can say in also in chemistry, the small from micro size bulk material to small size carbon dust in chemistry are being discovered because they are just moving towards the nanoscale. And also in the computer science, from first of all, in the first generation of the computer, we were having the room size computers. Now we are having the mobile slim size laptop in computer science also. So they are also moving in the nanoscale. Now the biology, it is very important in the biology too. Why this so? Because we were firstly were focusing on the behavior of the cell. So here we can see we are also moving to the other organelles at the organelles also, from cell to the organelles and even to its nucleus also. We are moving to the biological, we were moving to the nano level in biological science in today's world, because it is also important for to give a wide picture in biological science. So all these field like physics, chemistry, biology, computer science, all are moving to the nanoscale and are are the example why the nanotechnology is very important and is giving the more wider picture at the nowadays. And research are being conducted in this area. It is developing and emerging field. So the general purpose technology, we can say that the nanotechnology is a general purpose technology. Why this so? Why we are saying that it is a general purpose technology? This is because nanotechnology is often referred to as a general purpose technology because it's advanced form. It will have significant impact on almost all industries and all areas of society. As we have discussed in later slides, that it is emerging field in all the field like chemistry, computer biology, physics, and also it is being um, it is being assumed like it is possible that it can just impact all the areas, all the industries, as well as the all the areas of the society, because it offers the better built, as we can use the nano material for the constructing material as well, so they can allow us for the better build. They can help for longer lasting of the things. They can help in cleaner and serve safe cleaner. They are clean, can help in cleaning, and they are safer to use as well. And very very small smarter products for home, for communication, for medicine, for transportation, agriculture, and various industries. It can affect all the industries as well. We can it can give the product to all the industries. So um, we can imagine in such example like a medical device that travels through the human body to seek out and destroy small clusters of cancer cells before they can spread. So this can be done by nanomaterial device at the medical level. They can be used to breed the cancer cells by moving to our body. We can also assume a box no longer than a sugar cube that contains the entire content of the library of the Congress. We can say we are having these smaller chips nowadays. They are having all the bigger memories in this one chip we are having today. So also the material much lighter than the steel that possesses 10 times as much strength. So, nanomaterial can be used in building better, longer lasting, cleaner, safer, storing memories. Also, it used for the communication, medicine, transportation, every field. It is just a general purpose technology. Can and we can say it is general purpose technology which can affect all the areas and can be used in all the areas of the society. Now, why nanotechnology? Why only the nanotechnology? A common question is, if the material units are so small, how can be these very useful? Why they are useful if they are so small? Okay, the answer depends on the application. So, in some application, the nanomaterial can be added to the other material, thereby lending some of the unique properties to the overall performance. So, here we can understand in some normal way, like if they are having wait a minute, I just need to, okay. So we can say the answer the question to this answer depend on the application. So in some application, nanomaterial can be added to the other material. Like if there is some material, building material, and if we can add the nanomaterial to them, it can be more beneficial and it increases the surface area and its quality also. Okay, so we can add the nanomaterial directly, and thereby it lends some of the unique property to the overall performance of the composite object. So this composite object would have some unique properties because of the nanomaterial being indulged in it. And in this case, the production of the nanomaterial must be scaled up to make enough of the additive to make the overall process significant and feasible. So the enough amount of additive of the nanomaterial should be added to make the overall process significant and feasible. In other case, this is the uh, nanomaterial added to the building material. Okay, this is the first case, we can say. This is the first case. ठीक है. Or in other case, in second case, what we can do, second case, this is the first case, and in the second case, various scientists and engineers are using a smaller amount of nanoscale material such as nano powder. ठीक है, they are using the nano powders. Okay, so nano powders and nano catalyst as well, they are using the nano catalyst as well. Nano crystal, nano catalyst with unique properties that are being shown to create incredibly advanced and extremely capable devices and machines. So, the nanomaterial nanopowder can be used to create advanced and extremely capable devices and machines. So, both of these kind of development could affect nearly every industrial factor in the future. So, here are some applications that are being observed in this case, that why this nanotechnology is gaining so much of interest by people, because various scientists are more focusing on the nanotechnology because it can affect all the area. It can be used, these small units can be used in various ways, like it can add it to the building material or something to increase its performance. It can just use the nano powder to for something important like medical performances. These nano catalyst or nano powder can be used in the medical for delivering the to its target. So application are given below. So like nano powder, nano material, nano composers, these can be they are having various properties like thermal, chemical, they are having the quantum effect, they are having the magnetical, electronical, mechanical. All these properties can be changed to produce the material of our use, so that it would have the application in mechanical, microelectronic, in storage, display. Storage is also important. These nanomaterial have longer lasting capability, so that can be used in storage as well. They are used in display nowadays, like we are using the LED, as well as the computer screen is having uh, computer screen, TV screen. All these are very thin nowadays as compared to the previous days. So this is because all because of the nanotechnologies being used here. And also it have great electrical properties to be used. Micro measurement, it can use in case of biosensor, they can use it as biosensor also. They have various measurement application. They are used in communication as well. For They are having the electromagnetic properties, that's why they can be used in communication. They have photoelectric properties as well. So the various kind of properties can be merged because of controlling these properties of the nanomaterial, and then we can use in them in wide range of application that can affect all the area. Now, why now? So why now the nanotechnology? So to answer this, one could first ask, what are some of the world's most pressing problems? Why this nanotechnology is being very is is becoming becoming so much of uh, in focus. Why this is in focus nowadays? So we can ask ourselves one question: what are some of the world's most pressing problem? What are they? So, one issue would be the global warming trends. So, solution include the need to better supply, store, and extend our use of sustainable energy. So, solution must include more efficient more must include more efficient electric storage cells and lighting, and nanotechnology can help, because nowadays we are just moving towards the use of the solar panels. Nowadays you have seen that in almost the industries, big schools, colleges, they are having the nano, they are having the solar panel. So these solar panel can be the one efficient way of reducing the global warming, the reducing the greenhouse gases, the reducing the carbon dioxide. So we can use the nanomaterial is being used in solar panel that absorb the light, and it is thus helping in reducing the global warming. That is the most pressing problem of the world. Now the another issue involves the manufacture objects. Now, another issue is the availability of the clean and the safe drinking water. So, this can also the nanotechnology can help in this. Yes, indeed, it can. What about the cleaner air? Yes, it can also help in providing the cleaner air too. And what about the more affordable housing? Yes, nanotechnology can help. In fact, in many of the world's most pressing problem may be addressed in part by solution coming from the nanotechnology. So we can obtain the cleaner air too, we can obtain the affordable housing by this. So uh, the another solution also, the manufactured object, we can the nanotechnology can be help to manufacture the products in the most good way, and that can last longer. So all of the pressing problems can be addressed in part by solution coming from nanotechnology, and this is an incredibly exciting and profound area in the field of material science and engineering as well. So material science and engineering is using the widely is just focusing on the era of the nanotechnology and and the material being used, then how the material can be most efficiently used and significantly used by involving the nanomaterial in it. So it is a profound and incredibly exciting area. So these are the references which I have used. I hope I'm clear, and it is very interesting topic that uh, and it is the most emerging field nowadays. So thank you. I hope this would help you. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, uh, and you can also comment some topics which you need to be discussed. So thank you. We will meet next time.